The accelerator pump circuit in your carburetor adds an extra shot of fuel each time you step on the gas pedal to bridge the fuel delivery gap between idle and cruising RPMs. The accelerator pump itself is located internally or externally on the carburetor and is operated via linkage connected to the throttle plates. Symptoms of a failing accelerator pump include a hesitation during acceleration from a stop sign after the engine is fully warmed up, a hesitation during acceleration when attempting to enter a freeway or while passing another vehicle, or even an external gas leak near the carburetor. Before condemning the accelerator pump as your problem, make sure the entire ignition system, spark plugs, distributor cap and rotor, and spark plug wires are all in good operating condition, and check the ignition timing to be sure it is adjusted to the correct specification. If the engine is in good tune, you may then consider replacing the accelerator pump. The only tools you will need to replace an externally mounted accelerator pump is a screwdriver or 1/4-inch drive socket set. Externally mounted accelerator pumps are commonly found on Ford and Holley carburetors. To replace this style of accelerator pump, you may or may not have to remove the carburetor from the vehicle. For our demonstration, we chose to have the carburetor already removed. First, if you are going to completely remove the pump cover and the accelerator pump linkage has more than one possible position, mark its location before disconnecting the linkage. Remove the 4 screws retaining the accelerator pump cover to the carburetor and position the cover aside and out of your way. Then, with the aid of a screwdriver, remove the old accelerator pump diaphragm and spring. If it is equipped with a rubber pump check valve, inspect it for damage, as a pump check valve can create similar drivability problems as would a bad pump diaphragm. If check valve damage is noticed, you will have to rebuild the entire carburetor, as that is the only way to purchase this item. If the check valve appears okay, reinstall the new pump and spring. Be sure the pump is positioned in the same direction as the old one was removed from. Reconnect the linkage to the pump cover and start all pump cover screws by hand to avoid cross-threading. Tighten all the mounting screws securely. On Rochester, Carter, and other styles of carburetors with internal accelerator pumps, you must partially disassemble the carburetor to access the pump. During disassembly, you will most likely damage some of the gaskets, so you will need to purchase a carburetor overhaul kit to obtain the accelerator pump cup and gaskets necessary. For a complete demonstration of carburetor removal and rebuilding procedures, review our video chapter on carburetor rebuilding. The actual accelerator pump is a small rubber cup that is mounted onto the accelerator pump shaft. With the spring removed, you can work the rubber cup off from the shaft. Use care when removing the cup from the old shaft, as the plastic lips that hold the cup in position are quite fragile. Reposition the new cup in the same direction as the old one. That's all it takes to replace your accelerator pump.
Now let's review the steps for replacing your accelerator pump. On some Ford and Holley carburetors, the accelerator pump is located on the outside of the float bowl, and disassembly of the carburetor is not necessary. Simply remove the 4 screws retaining the accelerator pump cover and remove the pump and cover from the float bowl. Position the new pump on the cover in the same direction as the old one, position the accelerator pump spring, and reinstall the cover and retaining screws. On Rochester, Carter, and many import carburetors, replacing the accelerator pump will require partial carburetor disassembly. Because damage to some of the gaskets may occur during the process, we suggest obtaining a carburetor kit and replace gaskets as needed. Once the carburetor is partially disassembled, you can remove the accelerator pump and plunger from the pump well. With a small screwdriver, remove the accelerator pump cup from the plunger. Some will have a clip and spring that will have to be removed, while others will be held in place with a round garter spring. Install the new pump cup in the same direction as the old one. Reinstall the accelerator pump in the pump well, and reassemble the carburetor in the reverse order of disassembly.